I'm Jim with Heritage and Harvest. A few months ago, a company named GrubTerra sent these to me. This is GrubTerra's black soldier fly larvae, and these are dried. They look similar to mealworms, but there are some real differences between these and mealworms. I just want to spend a few minutes here talking with you about these and just the experience that I've had with them. GrubTerra's got a hold of me a few times asking if I have had a chance to check these out, and I've just said, give me some time, and I want to really let the chickens eat these and research and all that good stuff. And so that's what I've done, and I want to make sure for myself what I really think about these, and also I want to make sure for your case, because I don't want to get on here with a review and not really know what I'm talking about. So this is what we have here. They have a good nutrient base, and the chickens really enjoy them. And I'm just going to tell you right up front that I do like these, and I plan to keep a bag on hand over conventional mealworms. And yet I do think there are some caveats, and so these might not be for everybody, and maybe these are for certain groups of people more than other groups of people. And so I'm going to talk more about that as we go along here in this video. But this is GrubTerra's black soldier fly larva. You can find them online at grubterra.com, and I also have a coupon code for you toward the end of the video, but I'm not getting any kickbacks from that. The only kickback I got was just a free bag of this stuff, and then I get to tell you in an honest review what I really think of it. So one thing upon receiving these that I really noticed a big difference in is when I opened them up, the smell came out of the bag. Now when you have the mealworms, a smell comes out of the bag too. The smell is not as pleasant as it is with these black soldier flies. And so like the smell of these, it reminds me of some kind of snack food, like a human snack food. I can't remember exactly what it is. I've been trying to think of it. These chickens are about to attack me because as soon as I bring the bag out, they just go nuts. So these are going to be familiar to you as far as what they are like. They're like the mealworms, but they're not like dark brown and burnt looking, and like these actually still look like a living organism, even though they're dried and solid, and obviously they're dead. But so that's the first thing that I did notice, which was a big deal to me, just to think, there might actually be something about these that is different. This might not just be a gimmick. And so from there, I just started kind of researching the company and what the company's about. And so GrubTerra is not a very old company. It was started through a crowd-based funding where they got the company going. This is for my research, so hopefully I'm getting this right. And they wanted to be able to get all the scrap foods from like delis and restaurants and grocery stores, all the scrap food that's left over, that's just going to be thrown away. They wanted to get all that stuff from around town and bring it into their site, and then begin growing these black soldier fly larvae, where they could harvest the larvae to use for feed for chickens and fish, and like iguanas and stuff like that. Any wild birds as well, turkeys, any kind of poultry. And so that's what they did, and it started in New Jersey, and then it has worked its way out as far as now. I think today they have they're growing these in the United States and Canada and a couple of other places, South America, and I don't want to say what the fourth one is because I don't remember, but I do remember one distinctive thing is that they don't harvest these in China or in any other country where it would be hard for them to have quality control. And so that's a big thing with any of your chicken feeds, any of your poultry feeds, or any kind of feed you get for your animals, and definitely for human consumption, is you want to make sure it comes from a country of, you want to make sure that the country of origin is a place that's safe and where you can have good oversight. One fact about sustainability when it comes to these soldier flies is that for every 1 pound of black soldier flies that you buy, 20 pounds of food waste has been used to make that 1 pound. So that means 20 pounds of food waste has been used for something good, not just thrown into a landfill, which is a big deal for me. I think that's a big deal about composting. Not only does it save money for the individual if you compost, but also for a company that composts, for a corporation that is going to make some money to be able to get the food scraps from these restaurants and grocery stores, and so that they don't just fill up their trash cans or have to use garbage disposals or whatever and just waste this food. They can use it for something that's good. I think sustainability is an important factor for me, though it's not like at the very top of the list for me as an individual, but if it is for you, then I mean, hands down, this is going to be the way to go. And there are no additives in the GrubTerra either, no preservatives, no additives. They're just preserved naturally, and so you don't have to worry about that with your chickens. That's a positive thing as well. And so regarding nutritional facts, these contain 36% crude protein, 35% crude fat, 10% crude fiber, 2 to 5% calcium, 1.1% lysine, and 0.75% phosphorus. That's a really big deal because when it comes to the calcium, they have a significant amount more. And actually, let me see, I think it's 75% more calcium than mealworms. And so if you have been raising chickens for any period of time, or any kind of animal that lays an egg, you know that calcium is really important. And so you might buy oyster shells, or you might crush up their own egg shells when you're done with them, and then kind of recycle them back into their feed, or just give it to them separately so that they can get the calcium from their own eggs. And so, you know, calcium's a big deal. It helps to keep the chicken laying eggs that are strong and not breaking as they're coming out. It just helps with the hardness of the shell. It's also easier when you're transporting the eggs, or you're trying to use the eggs for cooking or whatever, that the eggs don't just fall apart. So you want to make sure you have that. And also, they need that calcium in their bodies, because when the chickens lay eggs, that pulls calcium from their body to put it into the eggshell. So you want to make sure that that chicken is nice and healthy. And also just the nutrients that are in these, you know, it's a good balance. It's not the same as your feed. This is not going to replace your everyday feed. You have to make sure that you have a good daily feed for your chickens, your poultry, your hens. But this is a good supplement or a snack for the chickens for sure. One thing that did surprise me about the GrubTerra is that at first I thought, I was like for certain that they're going to be a lot more money than conventional mealworms. But then once I received them and I got on the website and I started checking everything out and researching, I realized that not only are they not more expensive than conventional mealworms that you would get like from, you know, your local farm store or whatever that might be, but they are very competitive in pricing. And not only competitive in pricing, but in most cases, the list price of the GrubTerra is cheaper than the list price of the conventional mealworms. And not only that, but in a lot of times, I mean, you can go on the GrubTerra website and they'll have 10% off, or you can sign up for the emails. And I've gotten several emails where it said, you know, 20% off the entire website and stuff like that. And so you can definitely get them for even cheaper than conventional mealworms, which I was very surprised about. And I actually have the pricing right here that I'll read to you. So this is a 1 pound bag that they sent me. And this is $18.95 right now at the time of this recording on the GrubTerra website. That's grubterra.com. A 2 pound bag, $28.94. A 5 pound bag, $38.95. Now just for comparison, right now the Flock Party at Tractor Supply is $44.95 list price, and the GrubTerra 5 pound bag is $38.95 list price. So you're looking at a $5 less for this, and you can use a coupon code, which I'll give you at the end of the video, for 10% off extra on top of that already cheaper price. So that was impressive, but definitely the best deal for these, if you're going to keep them around and use them on a yearly basis, is a 10 pound bag for $69.40. And again, you can use that 10% off coupon, or even sign up for emails and then possibly get 20% off, wait for that to come through. And then, I mean, it just ends up being a no-brainer as far as pricing goes, which again was really surprising to me, because I thought with a company like this, and it kind of being nuanced and new on the scene, that they're going to be more expensive, but they ended up being even better priced. So that's positive. So the question is, should you buy these GrubTerra Black Soldier Fly Larvae over the conventional mealworms? If we're just looking at, should you buy these over the mealworms, then I'll say yes, you should buy these over the mealworms. The price is better, everything about it's better. I haven't seen them in the store, and so if convenience is an issue for you and you which to me, it's kind of a matter of opinion, isn't it? Is it more convenient to have something delivered to your house, or is it more convenient to have something where you can just go down to the store and buy it? I guess it just depends. If you need something right away, then the store is more convenient. If you're okay with waiting, then having it delivered is more convenient, especially when it's cheaper. So that's a matter of opinion, I guess. But overall, I think these are a better option over the mealworms. However, I will say this, and this isn't about the mealworms per se. This is about whether it's the black soldier fly larvae or if it's the mealworms or anything kind of in that category of a supplement, like an insect, like a dried insect supplement, is you have to ask the question, do you really need anything like this to begin with? And the answer to that is no, you don't need something like this to begin with. So if you're someone who's just like, I got these chickens, don't really care about them, I just think they're neat or whatever, or I like to get some eggs, or you're really low income and you just really can't afford, you're buying like $9, for a 40-pound bag of feed, you're buying like the $9 feed, and you just really can't afford something like this, then, I get it. I do. Now, I'm going to speak from my own perspective on this. We are a lower middle income family. So price is an issue for us. We do our best to be good stewards of everything that we have, including our finances. And that also includes environmental sustainability, ecology. We try to be good stewards of everything. So these things are important to us as well. We also want to make sure, and this kind of goes into stewardship, that our chickens are taken care of. We want them to be as healthy as possible. We want them to be the fullness of a chicken. As Joel Salatin would say, the pigness of pigs, and we want them to have the chickenness of chickens, and so we want them to be the fullest of chicken that they can be, and that means that we give them the best nutrition that we can afford, within reason. And so that's the first and most important base layer to all this, keeping our chickens' water bowl clean and to the best that we can, trying to keep their pen and their chicken house cleaned out, and just making sure that they're as healthy as they can be in many more ways than that. But as far as do you need to have a supplement like this, I think that while you don't need to have it, you really should have it if at all possible. The feeds need to be higher in protein, but you don't want your chickens to be like huge and fat, and they need to be a layer feeds higher in calcium, but you don't want to overdo calcium and then be constantly feeding them high volumes of calcium. You feed them more calcium during the spring and summer and early fall, during egg laying season, and then you'll back off on that some during the winter time. With protein during the winter time, though you might not want as much calcium, you'll want higher protein so that they can fatten up a little bit. And then you'll also want to give them some treats when it's really cold at night. Before they go in for the night, you can lay out some scratch feed, some scratch grain, and you can mix in some of this with the scratch grain to give them a real high protein snack right before bed, and that's going to help their metabolism to kick in, and it's going to warm them up while they're sleeping as they're digesting food while they go to sleep. And so also during molting, you're going to want to have something with high calcium, higher protein, something that's really going to give them a good boost as they're losing all those feathers and their body is just undergoing some trauma. And they're in their own chicken way, they're emotionally going through a little bit of trauma too, and so you want to give them a little bit of higher protein, give them some good snacks, and treat them well while they're molting. So for that reason, I will definitely be keeping a bag of this GrubTerra around all the time. I'm looking at buying probably a 5-pound bag. It's kind of a good mix, for us between the 1 pound and the 10 pound. It's a good price point, especially if I can get 10% or 20% off. So I definitely do recommend this. I think it's a good product. So I would recommend, go on GrubTerra's website. There are plenty of other YouTube videos about this as well. Some of them are basically commercials, and some of them are actually useful. So I would consider going to those useful, honest reviews and check out what they have to say about this. And I will do my best to, in a year or so from now, give you an update and let you know what I think about it, long-term use. But like I said, I've already been using this for about 3 months, 2.5 months or so, and I really really do like it, and I like what I see in the company and in their products. All right, I appreciate you all sticking around with me. That coupon code is GRUB10, so go to GrubTerra.com, coupon code GRUB10, that gives you 10% off the entire website. And you can buy these and check them out, see what you think about it. Again, I don't get a kickback from that, and I don't even think it's connected to me. That coupon code is just a general coupon code. So you should be able to use it for a while now and get what you need from the site. They have dog treats and lizard treats and different things like that. And so, yeah, go over and check them out and see what you think. Do some research. All right, I'll see you soon. If you don't mind, hit like and subscribe on this video. It really helped me out. I appreciate it. And you all stick around, and we'll have more videos like this in the future. Have a good day. See you soon.